So if you watched the last video, I made a set of knife scales out of dyed ramen noodles. A lot of you said it looked like ground beef, which I can totally see that. Some of you said it looked like yarn. I think it came out really cool. We did have some offcuts. They're pretty small pieces. I was thinking I might be able to get a ring out of one of these. Let's make a ramen ring. I'm just going to put some circles here. Helps me line up piece relative to the lathe. Just put some hot glue on here. My ring size is 11. It's about a 3/4 of an inch hole. Next step is we need to make a jam chuck for our ring. We'll just turn one. Got a little piece of walnut here that should be perfect for that. I think we should use our parting tool, and that should be the easiest way to get started. Much better. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to buy a ring mandrel. Why wouldn't you want to make your own? Now that we're done with all of that, we can actually start turning a ring. Our jam chuck, a ring blank, and this is just a piece of wood that's adding some pressure in this direction from the tailstock. I'm going to use my easy wood tools. They just work better on resin. Oh, and make sure I put that on. So face shield, because I don't want the words ramen ring anywhere in my obituary. Getting in here with the detail tool. Perfect tool for this. Seems like it's working pretty well. And you can see it's a little bit lopsided, but that's okay because it's all trimmed up. So that is the final width. Beefy ground beef ring. Maybe I should put that in the title. Is this a beef ring? We'll be an edgy YouTuber lying to people. And we're just going to go through all the grits here. 150, 180, 240, 320, 400, 600, 800. And that's 800. Now we're going to have to take this off, flip it around, and do the same thing on this side. And as you can see, you may or may not, it's actually a little, the shape's a little different. You see that, how it kind of tapers out a little bit over there? Yeah, so we're going to have to clean that up too. We want it to taper down on both ends here, give this sort of a rise. So it's a little bit bigger here in the center and a little bit thinner at the edges there. That'll give a nice shape to the ring. Alright, and that's polished up to 800 grit, and now we're going to move over to micro mesh. I did have a question on Twitter about micro mesh that I realized I don't think I've ever said. I keep the pads dry, so after each use I pad them dry and put them back in this container, and then I add water right before the polishing process. Otherwise these things will delaminate or even start to mold. And I'm sure you guys can say this spiel along with me. You've heard it so many times. Micromesh starts at 1500, goes through to 12,000. It's its own grit system. We just work through the pads here, one at a time. The only real downside of the jam chuck is that you have to polish one half and then the other, just like with the sanding. So it does actually add a little bit of time. Another question I get all the time is how long do these last? And they last for a while. When I was doing pens, I'd probably go through a package of these every 100 pens or so. As a YouTuber, I think I go through one every couple years now. So there it is, dyed and stabilized pink ramen ring. One of the offcuts from our knife handle blanks. And just like the knife handle, I really like that you've got clear resin and the ramen, so you can see through different parts of it. Got a very clear section here on the back, and then a lot more busy here on the top. It's a good shape, it's a fun ring. Definitely a fun little project. Oh, a couple of you wanted to know if the knife handle fluoresced under blacklight, though I'm sure you'd like to know if this does. It seems to. If you have any suggestions on what to do with the blue and green stabilized ramen, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear those suggestions. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.